Welcome to Models Talk. Let's talk about it.
Yes, 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 baby. Look who is in my house. It is the one and only fantabulous Dejavu Williams. Yes,
Hey.
darling. Hey, how are you?
I am absolutely fabulous. I feel good. Life is good. And I'm excited to be here tonight.
I'm excited to have you. You have been cruising all summer. You have been doing all kinds of red carpets. What haven't you done this summer, Dejavu?
What haven't I done? I haven't got my TV show yet.
Oh, well, that's coming. We all know that's coming.
Yes. I mean, I've been really blessed to travel, with my family, doing cruises and stuff like that. There was a point in time about 3 years ago, I wasn't able to get out and travel and enjoy life, because I was diagnosed with stomach cancer about 3 years ago.
Right. I know
So,
about that.
yeah. And so now, I have this opportunity to, really enjoy life and get out there and do things. And sometimes I have to get out there and do things that are uncomfortable,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
that is a good thing because when you feel uncomfortable in doing things, that makes you grow. And
absolutely.
so I've been very fortunate, to travel, doing red carpets and stuff like that the last several months. So I'm very fortunate for that.
Well, tell us about your journey with your cancer, may I ask? Please tell us how you made it through, Dejavu.
All right. So I didn't realize I was ill. I didn't realize I was sick.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was hosting a VIP event in New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
So that Sunday, I just felt unusually tired.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a tired that I never felt before.
Right.
So I went back up into my hotel room and I laid down for a little bit and I got back up. I said, I'm gonna lay down and I'm gonna go back down and see how I feel. And so I got up, went back down there, and I still felt unusual. It was an unusual tired that I've never felt before.
Mm-hmm.
So the next day when I got back to Atlanta, I had made a doctor's appointment. Well, I had a doctor's appointment prior to me going to New Jersey
Okay.
because I try to get myself checked out, every 6 months just to, for health reasons and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yes.
So once I got back and I went to my doctor's office, my blood pressure was really, really low.
Mm.
And so my doctor said, well, let's take your blood pressure again just to make sure, that we're not, doing something that is not giving you a positive feedback. So
Right.
we did it again. It was totally very, very low. So they told me to go downstairs to get some blood work done, got the blood work done and went home. And probably about 2 or 3 hours later after I got home, he called and told me that I need to go to the emergency room right away.
Wow.
Say, it doesn't matter where, you can come back here or you can go somewhere close to where you live. So I decided I'll just go somewhere close to where I live. So I get there, I get to the emergency room, they check me in and they was like, yeah, your blood pressure is really low. Have you ever had a blood transfusion? I'm like, no.
Mm.
Because things started like going this, I started thinking about things once they said blood transfusion. I'm like, what? No, I never had
In the
that
world?
before. So they were like, well, you're going to need a blood transfusion. So they did a blood transfusion. Then they decided to keep me overnight. Yeah. So the doctor was like, so we want to keep you overnight. We want to check you out just to make sure, everything is okay. So they did an endoscopic
Mm-hmm.
and they sent out the biopsy in about I've stayed in the hospital overnight and then I came back home the next day. And about 3 or 4 days later, they came back and that's when they told me I had like stage 2 stomach cancer.
Oh, wow, Dejavu.
And that took me for a loop.
I know it did.
I had no idea. I
Oh,
mean, I had no idea. All that time, they found out that I had bleeding ulcers.
ah,
That's why my blood pressure was so low.
wow.
I had bleeding ulcers.
I never knew that bleeding ulcers, because I was a child with bleeding ulcers.
Mm-hmm.
12, 13, 14. having the same situation, not the low blood pressure. I have that now. It's called syncope.
Okay.
And that's what low blood pressure actually is, and it can cause you to faint and be deficient on so many different levels.
Right.
But anyway, I never knew that was like a precursor to stomach cancer.
Yeah, I didn't either. So after they found out, the doctor was like, you're still young enough, and you're healthy and everything like that. We're gonna put you with a team of doctors. So they put me with a hematologist. Mm-hmm. And they put me with a surgeon. Mm-hmm. So I had the best hematologist doctor in the world, honey. I mean, this man was so nice and so kind and mm-hmm. so sweet. I mean, I even had his personal cell phone number. Right. He was like, if you ever need to call me for anything, if you ever get sick or anything like that, call me no matter what. So he said, what we're going to do, we're going to put you on a regimen. So he and I, we were talking on Zoom like we're talking now. Mm-hmm. And we're going to come up with a therapy that will be good for you. And so he and I decided that we'll do 4 weeks of chemotherapy, and then we'll do the surgery, and then we'll do another 4 weeks of chemotherapy.
What did the surgery entail?
It was like they took away like 90% of my stomach out.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Baby.
Like this big. My stomach probably like that. And I was on a liquid diet when I was on a liquid diet that whole entire time. For that whole time, I think I was on a liquid diet probably about a month mm-hmm. before I can start eating solid food, because I went from a liquid diet to soft foods, and then from soft foods to, table food. But I could only eat like 6 ounces. So 3 ounces of this, 3 ounces of that, and that was all I could do. And baby, let me tell you something. When I ate too much, I knew my stomach would just turn. It would just cramp because it was too much food in such a little bitty, pouch area. And there was nothing I can do about it, because I just have to go through the pain. I just have to go through it until it stopped. There was nothing I can take. There was nothing I can do. And it was horrible. And the chemotherapy, let me tell you, if you've never been through chemo, you will never know what it's like. It kills everything in your body, all your cells, your good cells, everything. It destroys everything.
I know they're utilizing chemo right now on lupus patients as well, because our autoimmune is shut down. Uh-huh. And the T cell counts are so far off.
Right.
And so, and our white cell counts, multiply too fast.
Yeah.
So basically with lupus, your body's feeding on itself. Mm-hmm. And so they're utilizing it now. I've heard of recent, more often than not, to slow down the white cell count. And like you said, it kills everything,
Right.
But baby, you got I guess a tangerine size.
Oh, baby, she's a grapefruit now, honey. She's back to normal.
She's a grapefruit now. I ain't scared of you, baby. Say, I got to eat.
Oh, baby, it was so funny that my stomach, it came back to its normal size. It was just like that small for a little bit, but they say your stomach goes back to its normal size. But now I can eat, normal. I can eat a whole T-bone steak if I want to, with some mashed potatoes and some broccoli.
Right. You're in food heaven. Are you a foodie?
Oh my God, girl, you have no idea. I love to eat.
Oh wow, that's
love
fabulous.
To eat.
But you stay so trim. You in the gym? You bike?
Well, I work out. I go to the gym. I get my exercise in. I do like to run. I ran the Peachtree Road Race this past July.
All right.
Which was a 10K. It was 6.5 miles, I think, something like that. And me and my husband, we just did the AIDS walk last weekend, and that was about a 3.1 mile. So I run in the gym, and I run in that neighborhood and stuff like that. I'm not a professional runner, mind you. Now I'm not that.
That's all right.
But I do like to get out, and run. And, I rode my bicycle, this summer out in the park and stuff like that. So I try to stay a little bit healthy, because it's important.
And you're doing Dejavu.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There are days you need to be like, oh my God, do I really want to get out there? Do I want to go to the gym? But I get myself out there and I go. And once you get there, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's just hard getting there sometimes. But
yes,
once you're there, you're fine.
Yes, it is. I stayed in the gym the whole year this past year. Oh,
Uh-huh.
over a year. And with a personal trainer, his name was Derek Lately.
Okay.
And you probably know Derek if you saw Derek.
He has dreads.
Yeah, that's him.
I know Derek. Yeah. I've worked with him before.
Trainer. He's a trainer.
Yeah.
He's good people, honey, and he put it on me. He put it on me. I was toning up and everything for a year, dropping weight, and losing inches and things like that. And it was wonderful, you know. But once I stopped training with Derek, I stepped out of the gym. Now it's hard for me to really want to, because I love going 3 days a week. And so now it's really hard for me to step back in the gym, but I know I need to go.
It is hard. It is hard. It's, you know, I tell people it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle. It's hard to stay in there. It really is. And I get it. Because there might be a week or two, honey. I ain't seen no gym. I'll just be frank. I'll be honest, child. I'm like, okay, I ain't seen the gym in 2 weeks. Okay, I'm gonna go this time, you know.
Well, you know,
but the hardest thing,
the
hardest thing is just getting in there. But once you're in there, you're good.
Exactly. You know, if I can get up, get in the car and start driving, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, I have a purpose now. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm getting ready to do. And once I get hit the parking lot, okay, girl, you know what you got to do. Go put that hour in, you know?
Yeah.
Either I walk, you know, for an hour, or I'll walk for 15 minutes and then go get on the weights and the machines and things like that and utilize what Derek has taught me over this last year.
Yes.
You know? So it's a process. Let's just call it that, a process.
Yeah. And you know, you can even just walk around your neighborhood. You can walk around the block or something.
That's boring to me.
Put you some music on, honey, and you know, do your little walk. Do your strut, you know, like you're on the runway, walk, child. You know.
Don't make me go out there and walk in my stilettos while I'm going for a walk.
Baby.
Practice, darling.
Okay.
practice. Okay. Look.
Yes, darling.
Time to get into it. What do you think is going on in the Atlanta fashion market?
Well, you know, I've been going to a couple of events here in Atlanta, and they're really trying to bring the fashion scene to a more of a higher level. You know, because I went to an event called FACE, and FACE stands for Fashion, Arts, Culture, Education.
Wow.
And so they do a big fashion scene here with a lot of big wheelers here. Like the last one they just did, CeeLo Green was he was the, what do you call the person that gets the award? That person.
Yeah, him.
Yeah. And there were a lot
award nominee and he got
right. And there was a lot of high-end fashion designers that was at the event, a lot of fashion influencers. You know, a lot of people that are, you know, known in the industry that are really, you know, movers and shakers.
Wow.
And so they're really trying to change, you know, because Atlanta has the music industry, they have film and television, you know, and so now they're trying to make fashion like it is in New York. But Atlanta is on its way, but I think it still has, you know, a good ways to go because there are a lot of brands out there like Atlanta Fashion Week. You know, I just mentioned FACE, and, you know, several others. But the industry itself, I mean, it's going to take a while because, you know, when you talk about New York and when you talk about LA, you know, you have like certain people that at these events that really you may have buyers there. You might have influencers, you know, and you might have, you know, people that are owning their own boutiques, you know, that are looking for the next trend or whatever, you know, because Atlanta, it can be done, but it just has to be done in a way, not just having a fashion show. You know what I mean? Well,
I've been promoting the idea and throwing it out into the atmosphere for whoever decides to pick up the mantle and run. We need a consortium. I think that we need to bring the producers, the directors, the fashion houses, the designers, the models, all into one room and have a sit down and start talking about putting a real calendar together so that each one can eat.
Yeah.
You know, everybody can eat in Atlanta. It doesn't
Right.
have to be a select few all the time.
Yeah.
Where models could actually make some money and be paid. How about, you know, where models are actually looked after, you know,
Right.
instead of utilized for their talent, for what they bring to the table, and not represent in any way, form, factor, fiction. Because when I'm on the runway, I represent you. I don't represent me as my brand.
Uh-huh.
You know? So I see it a little different from my side and perspective. You know, I don't see anybody coming together as a cooperative to work together hand in hand to make it that fashion the Southern fashion entity that it can be. If you want it to be the Southern fashion capital, let's just do it. But you got to talk.
Yeah, you got to talk, and sometimes you have to. Sometimes you, in order to make things like that work, sometimes you have to step out of that box that you're in and step into another whole different area of it. Absolutely. And that's what I was mentioning about Face. Face is, you know, it has something to do with with Fulton County, Atlanta. And they are the ones who are making moves that are really trying to bring up the fashion level here in Atlanta. I mean, there's all kinds of events that they do. There's all kinds of sponsorships that they do. There's all kind of networking events that they do. You know, it's huge. It's huge. And well, I think sometimes we have to not do what we're used to. Amen. And do something that we're not used to. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes a great deal of sense because we have to step outside of our boxes or outside of ourselves to grow.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you can't grow forward. I mean, without stepping outside the box. You know, right. You're going to become stagnant. You know, you won't be relevant any longer. You know, and we have to get out of our own way.
Right.
And learn to accept. See, this is something I talked about on the other show as well. We have to learn to accept the criticisms that come along with that. You know, we have to become that duck with the water off the duck's back and keep it moving. You know, don't let one monkey stop your show.
Right. And, you know, and when you say you have to get out your own way, like for me, when I moved to New York back in 2016, I was so out of my comfort zone. I moved there for fashion. You know, because I was going there for Fashion Week. I was flying back and forth and stuff like that. And so I had an opportunity to move to New York. And I come from the beauty industry. You know, I was a hairstylist for almost 15, 16 years.
I did not know that, darling.
A professional. Yeah, I had my license. I was a master cosmetologist.
All right now.
And I worked in
supply all the time.
Huh?
So no wonder your face be beat all the time.
I worked at a salon in Buckhead called Jameson Shaw Hairdressers, which is a high-end salon. And it's a French salon. So the majority of the clients that were there, they were white. You know what I mean? Because when I went to school at Atlanta Technical College and got my bachelor in cosmetology. But when I was going to school, I knew I didn't want to work in a booth rental place.
I know that's right.
I wanted something more. You know, I've always been that guy. I always wanted something more. I didn't want to work at a booth rent. I wanted somewhere I wanted to work where I can still have continuing education because beauty school can only take you so far.
Right.
You know. And so when I was going to beauty school, I was wearing my little white smock and I was wearing a tie with it and everything. You know, I was setting the goal, the type of salon I wanted to work at. And so, I would wear my little white smock and a tie and everything. And I graduated and I went to 3 salons. And one of them, the salon, they didn't have application. There was application on, you know, during that time. But the other salon I went there, they had an application. It was in Buckhead. And I filled out the application and I knew someone that worked there because during the time, knew someone else that worked there, and they told me to go in and, you know, try to get a job there. Because sometimes it's not who you know, it's not what you know, it's who you know. That works in the fashion industry as well.
Yes.
So I got, you know, I went there and they interviewed me, and she was like, you know, you're gonna have to apprentice for like a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And I was still gonna be making money. I just wasn't gonna be having my own clients.
Exactly. Okay.
But if the salon that I worked at was a French salon, so they taught French cutting, which is totally different what I learned in school. I learned British, you know, it was a whole total different thing. So when I went to their salon, I had to learn how to blow out white women's hair.
Okay.
You know, I'm like, I never blew out, never held a blow dryer in my life. Never, never. I'm like, blow dryer, what? Anyway, so I started working at the salon. I started apprenticing. I did apprentices under the owner of the salon. That's about. I went there to see her today. It's so funny we're talking about her. But anyway, I started working there. And I worked under the owner of the salon, who, you know, she had like a team of 6 people. That's how busy she were. And I started out just doing shampoos. That's all I was doing: shampoos, sweeping up the floor, cleaning off her station, and everything like that. And so, and then I started to learn their techniques, you know, how to cut hair and how to blow dry and how to color. And so once I did my year and a half apprentice, I started getting my own clients. I had to give away some stuff. In order to build my clientele, I had to give away free haircuts, you know, to people, because they had what they call like models come in, you cut the model's hair and they would get free haircuts. So I had to give away haircuts in order to build up a clientele.
Understand? Okay, you do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do in this world, honey, in order to get what you want.
Yeah.
But it all worked out for me. I started working there, and I started getting my clients. I was giving out free haircuts to people, child, doing this, doing that, giving out free stuff. And all of a sudden, I was building up a clientele, and I ended up working there for over 15, 16 years.
Wow, fabulous, Dejavu. Yeah.
15, 16, and I still have my license, and I still do clients. After I still go, I have a few clients that go to their house and do their hair. So
that's fabulous, baby.
Yeah. So, you know, sometimes you have to, you know, give away a little something to get a little something. And then I said, you know what?
Your own way.
Yeah, I had to get out my own way. And so during the time I was trying to do a talk show. Remember the time I interviewed you?
Yes, I do. We had a great time.
Yeah, So I was trying to do a talk show during that time. And so I wanted to go to New York and sit in on the talk shows in New York, because they don't have talk shows here in Atlanta where you can kind of like sit in the audience and, you know, see how everything runs. I just wanted to do that. And lucky I had a buddy of mine that lived in New York, and I pitched him my idea about me coming to New York because I was trying to do Fashion Week and all that at the same time. Okay. So I quit my job of 16 years as a hairstylist.
You quit? Oh boy. Oh,
quit my job.
Faith, baby. Walk on faith.
And moved to New York City, baby. Moved to New York City and did not have a job. I thought I was going to have a job because the guy that cuts my hair here in Atlanta, he knew someone in New York. And I said, well, I know how to wait tables because I didn't want to be a hairdresser because you have to build up a clientele. I needed fast money, honey. So I moved to New York, and it didn't work out like I thought it was. My money was going out the window, and you know, and I was trying to find a job, and I was like, oh my God, what did I do? You know what I mean? I'm like, I gave up my career for 15, 16 years with the study clientele as a hairstylist, doing very well. And now here I am in New York City, and I don't have a job.
Well, obviously something wonderful happened.
Oh yeah. Okay. You know what? I got out my comfort zone. I was so out of my comfort zone. When I moved to New York, honey, it was scary. I'm not lying. It was so scary.
What was scary about it? What did you feel that made you afraid?
Okay, so when I lived here in Atlanta, I had everything I needed. You know, I had a roof over my head. I had a car. I had a job. You know, I wasn't lacking for anything. But once I moved to New York, all that changed. I didn't have that security. I didn't have that security. Although I did have somewhere to live. I had somewhere to live, but I didn't have any money coming in at that time when I first moved there.
Right.
So luckily during Fashion Week, I met a designer I met a designer, and his boyfriend worked at Macy's.
Okay.
And that Thanksgiving, he came there and he said, we're hiring at Macy's. If anybody need a job, here's some cards, we're hiring. So I went there for fashion. And there you go. Macy's is what?
All about the fashion, darling.
Selling what? Designer clothes.
Designer clothes.
Yep.
You got what you asked for.
Exactly. So I started working at Macy's.
It may have not been the way you wanted it, but you got what you asked for and what you needed, which was to make the money to take care of yourself.
Exactly. And the other thing too about Unique, once I started working there, I wasn't driving anywhere. I had to catch the subway and the buses. And that was scary. That was terrifying too. Catching the subway and the bus in New York City. Oh my God, it was crazy.
I don't know if I could do it, baby. I ain't gonna even lie. No.
It's very intimidating.
I'm sure it is.
Very intimidating.
I get anxiety driving in traffic.
Do you?
So catching a bus or catching a bus to a train and transferring from one to the no. Just no.
Yeah. So
I'd have to have with me on that journey. No.
I didn't think I could do it, but I was like, I ain't got no choice. I'm in New York City. I got to get out here and make this thing work. And so that's what I did. I started catching the train and get back and forth, walking in the snow and getting lost in the city, and just doing all kinds of just making things work. But I gave myself a year to live there because I wasn't going to live there forever. I was going to come back to Atlanta. Home is what home is here. But I gave myself a year and a half to do the things I need to do because my then fiance was still here. So I had to come back home to him,
Baby.
So, but you know what? When I did so many things happened for me in New York when I was like out of my comfort zone. Everything just started happening for me. I went there because I used to watch these TV shows called Live with Kelly and Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
And the other one. Yep.
You sure?
And so I used to watch on TV. I'm like, oh my God, I would love to go there and watch and see what happens and, be in the audience and stuff like that. And so I went there to their talk shows and I wanted to be a trivia dancer. So I went out there and got on the show and started, and I was standing in line with these people. I had no idea who they were.
Oh, well.
I'm like, so what do they do inside? How do you become a trivia dancer? That's what I was asking. And they said, well, when you go inside the studio, you sit in there, you sit down, and the producer will come out and say, if anybody, all those who want to be a trivia dancer, you come down to the stage, come down to the studio. And so it's like me and about 9 other people, we have to compete and dance against each other.
Stop it.
Yeah. And then they have the studio audience to pick the person who they think did the best. Baby, I was like, I got to stand out. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but I got to stand out.
You did your thing.
Oh, baby, I did my thing. I was dancing all over the place and everything. I was just doing some crazy stuff. And then at the end, so they went by each person here, like this person, that person. So they picked me, and so I was a trivia dancer on the show.
All right. Yes.
2 times, honey.
Yes. Give me that 2 times. And
then Unique, they called me back. And about 9 other people had been on the show before. And they were having a segment. It was a dance contest, and I was one of the lucky ones they called back. And they paid us $100 to do it.
There you go. That's what we're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
But it's a little something. It's more than what you had.
Oh, yeah, honey. Let me tell you something. I was very lucky and very fortunate that they called me back. They could have called. They've had so many people on that show have danced before me.
Yes.
Thousands.
Yes.
But I was one of the lucky ones that they called back. I just said the universe has put me in that right place at the right time.
Absolutely. Doing something you love to do, because I know you love to dance.
Yes, baby. Oh my God, I love to dance, honey. I love dancing.
54.
Huh?
You went to studio. Is it Studio 54 now? That's on Oh, you go dancing there. I've seen you on the show. Is it 54?
Oh, you talking about Studio 5.0?
5.0. That's it.
Yeah, Studio 5.0.
Yes, I've seen you
with
on.
Lynn, with LA. Yes. That's a
You
lot
can
of
get
fun
down
too.
with get down, bro.
That's a lot of fun too. And
I was thinking about doing that.
huh?
I was thinking about coming on.
Yeah, come on. You will love it.
I know. I've seen their 70s theme and how they doing the thing. I'm like, look at that.
You will be perfect for it.
Oh wow. Thank you.
You will be perfect for it, Unique. You should definitely check into it. You would be perfect for it. You have so much fun.
I heard it was a blast. I heard it was a really good time.
It really is. And Lynn, LA is so sweet. She's a very, very nice person. And she cares about all of her dancers.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I'm getting ready to be 60 in a week. I'll be 60 in a week.
Baby, that's the perfect number. I got you by 1 year.
I can't wait.
Yeah, you'll have fun doing it, babe. It's a lot of fun. And I like her idea about what she's doing. And the other opportunity that came up for me was the Harry Connick Jr. show.
Oh, yeah?
And I went to his show. I went to his show. I was dressed, honey.
I know you were. I
done.
forgot about that. I mean, I know you. I know you, fantabulous. Look at
that's one of them.
Look at you. Look at you. All the fabulousness. Yes, baby.
Yes, honey. That's one of them.
Cinch that waist, baby. Snatch.
Okay, sucked in, boo.
Snatch.
But when I went to Harry Connick Jr. show, they sat me. They brought all us in the studio. They sat me in the front row.
Oh yeah.
Sat me in the front row. I think they know what they were doing. You know what I mean? They put me there for a reason. Because when Harry came out, he acknowledged me. He was like, "There's his best dressed man I've seen in the studio in a long time."
Oh,
and
wow.
he's like, and I'm looking around. I'm like, "Who is he talking about?" I'm like, "Who is he talking about? Who is he talking about?" He said, "Yeah, you." He said, "You come up here for a second." He's asking.
No way.
He was like, "What's your name?" I said, "Dejavu." He said, "Dejavu, I think we've seen each other before." Shook my hand. He's like, "You come dressed like this all the time?" I was like, "Only when I come to see you."
All right now.
And he was like, "Well, you look really nice, and I saw you sitting in a studio audience. I just want to acknowledge you, and I hope you enjoy the show." Child, later on, about 10 minutes within the show, the producers came up and asked me, did I want to judge a hamburger contest?
Is that when I saw you eat the hamburger? That's when I saw you. I saw you. I watched you eat the hamburger.
Yes, honey, the hamburger, honey. I ate a hamburger on live TV. It was a contest.
I know.
Yeah, it was a contest. And so I was like, yeah, I would love to do it. So they did that. So I'm like, well, I had and after I did that, I used to go back and do behind the scenes interviews and stuff like that. And, with the audience and stuff like that. So, but I say all of that. And what I was telling you is sometimes we have to get out and make ourselves uncomfortable in order to grow, like you said earlier.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Dejavu.
And just so I'm not saying, it's okay to do things over and over. Sometimes try something different or go somewhere different. Child, I even like if I'm going to work or something, I drive a different way to work.
Understand that.
I get bored. I get bored doing the same thing over and over or going to the same thing over and over. That's just me. I get bored. That's just me. So
I'm like that too. I get bored with situations, I get bored with different environments.
Because we're creative.
Well, we both are, darling. That's
what I say.
That's a hit.
We're creative. We are creative people, and so we need things that's going to excite us.
Exactly.
Yep.
Let me see. Dejavu. If you were to change something in the Atlanta market, what would be one of the first things that you changed for us? Well,
I've been trying to get fashion show producers to do behind the scenes with the models, with the makeup artists, because I feel like that's where all the gravy is made.
Mm-hmm.
You know, give the models and give the makeup artists a platform where people can know who they are, and maybe somebody might want to book these people, hire these people for, you know, a makeup artist, or hire this model to do a runway show for them or something like that. Because I feel like not just here in Atlanta, it's just all in this industry, period.
Right.
You know, I don't think the models, you know, some of them are not getting paid. At least give the models a platform where they can be interviewed and people can find out more about them in depth and who they are and what they do. You know, because people, the internet is so amazing. It's such a huge platform, you know, and so I've always tried to like go behind the scenes and tell producer, hey, let me go behind the scenes and interview your models. Let me interview your designers. You know, let me interview your makeup artist. Let me interview your hairstylist, because that's why everything is created, is behind the scenes.
Yes, absolutely. And what we do back there makes the magic on stage. You know what I'm saying? And it takes all of us to come together as one to make that one perfect moment, you know, for each designer when we're walking their garb, you know. And it also, if we had something like that on a continuous basis, someone like yourself that would come behind and do the behind the scenes, it would make us feel a little bit better because we're not getting paid.
Right.
You know, we're expected to advertise the show. We're expected to promote the show, you know, and do quote unquote self promotions, you know, and I don't think that's always fair. You know, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
There are times when that should be the producer's job, and we should be able to come in and do our job as models and models. You
because
know, wear 2-3 different hats. I don't even believe that models should sell tickets. That's me. And I'm old school, but that's just me. I don't believe models should have to sell tickets, especially if they're not getting paid or not getting a percentage of said ticket to be sold. You know, I think it makes it harder and more tedious for that model. I don't think it takes anything away from the producer. You know, but you want me to wear several different hats and we're not even getting a bottle of water.
Well, I mean, you know, sometimes, you know, if the model's going to sell tickets, maybe if they, you know, if they're going to sell the tickets, maybe the producers can give them like a percentage of something for selling, you know, for selling the tickets, even if they're not going to pay them, you know, because some designers, you know, they might not pay the models, but they might give the models a couple of outfits or something like that, or, you know, give them something, you know, so it depends on who the model is working for, you know what I mean? Because it's work. It's work. It's
work to do what we do.
Yeah, it's work. Oh yeah, for sure.
And a lot of people don't see the behind the scenes. They just see the pretty.
Right.
You know, and that's another reason that Models Talk is in existence and the platform exists, is to give the models a voice. The models, producers, directors, coordinators, fashion designers, whomever that in the industry are welcome to come on Models Talk and talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it, baby. Let's talk about it. Once we talk about it, let's start putting some things into place to make some real change. Because things will not change if they're only talked about behind the scenes, in the back, between the models going over there to talk about this, that, and the third, or between a designer and a model, or between a producer and designers. You know, you're talking about it back here, but nothing's changing.
Right.
You know, that's why we exist. That's why my promoter, my friend Lewis Jones, my director, you know, that's why he came up with Models Talk. You know, I was chosen, you know, to be the spokesface for Models Talk.
Right.
And I feel truly blessed because I've been in the business a very long time. So I've seen some of everything and heard some of everything. You know, now it's the time, since we're seeing such a influx of senior models, women that are seasoned, women over 40, women over 50 and 60, doing a damn thing just as well as our 18s to 30s.
Now, do you think
even better?
Yeah. Do you think sometimes people, I mean, some of the models are out there because it's something they like doing and it's a hobby, or do you think they're doing it as a career?
No, I think that we do have a lot of hobbyists. My husband has even called my career a high priced hobby because I'm not being paid my value,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it hurt my heart. I have no, bullshit you not. It hurt my heart. But then
Mm-hmm.
he knows I'm walking in my passion, and I'm going to keep walking in my passion, having the faith, guided by faith and not by sight, and making sure that I become the oldest Black female model in the history of the industry. That is my goal. That is
And
who I'm
you,
going to be.
and I
I
love
will
that for
make a
you.
difference in this industry one way or the other.
I love that for you.
Many of them that think that of this as a hobby, which water down what we are actually trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that social media has helped water down what we do, because just because you have a following, and I've said it and I'll say it again, and I stand by what I say, just because you have a following on Instagram, TikTok, uh, Twitter, or X, Facebook, doesn't
Uh-huh.
wait for you to be a model. You know, there are niches for everybody.
Right.
Is a such thing as an Instagram model.
Mm-hmm.
No, but it
Mm-hmm.
does not translate necessarily to the runway.
Right.
It just doesn't.
You know, I saw something on Instagram and they were talking about, you know, mature models
Mm-hmm.
and how they're trying to, because, you know, at one time the full figure models they were just now coming in and coming out. You know what I'm saying?
I'm happy for them.
And I've seen on Instagram now that they're bringing mature models and putting them out on the big runways.
Yes. And
You know what I'm saying? So I have seen that.
Yeah, it's about time that we are recognized, because we still have a lot to give and offer.
Absolutely.
You know, we didn't get to this point being 60 years old, and not learn anything if you're in this industry. We had to take a break to have a family, to get educated,
Mm-hmm.
to do life.
Right.
Before we were even accepted as women of color.
Absolutely.
Because my idols were Beverly Johnson and Iman, and of course the fantabulous Grace Jones.
Oh, love her.
Love me some Grace.
That's what you are giving me right now, honey.
Am I?
Yes.
Everything.
You know, she was known for a top hat.
Thank you. I know. And her flat top, I loved it.
Yes.
But it's ironic that it's come full circle, and I am so ecstatic about the size changes that have come into the industry now, and the acceptance and inclusivity of our full figure sisters working it the hell out.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell them nothing.
Uh-huh.
And I ain't mad at them. Do it. It's about time.
It's about time. Yeah.
It's about
somebody had to make it happen. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I mean, I used to be a full-figured model. I just so happened to lose 168 pounds. Now I'm a standard. Full-figured models work before I do. I ain't mad.
I know that's right. Support the girls, honey. Support them.
I support all of them as much as I possibly can. I have them on the show. I go on their pages. I tell them, give them tidbits. If I think they're receptive, I pray, please keep doing what they do.
Yeah.
You see them in commercials. You see us more in commercials now. You see more women of color, and you see bald sisters in commercials now.
Oh my God, yes.
Okay?
Yes.
The baldy movement is real, people.
Yes, it is. Yep, it sure is.
It is real.
It sure is.
And we coming for it. So I fit in several categories.
Period.
But I love you, Dejavu. I love your energy. I love what you bring. Baby, when you on the red carpet, how do you decide to dress?
You know what?
What?
It's like cooking. You're gonna laugh at me when I tell you how I do this. I
Okay.
have like a little ritual. So I'll lay out 3 outfits on the bed like a week or 2 prior to the event.
Right.
And so I'll lay them out and I'll let them simmer. And I'll look at I do.
Okay.
I look at it, I let them simmer like you cooking a stew.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at it and I was like, I don't know yet. Because Keith always like, Sam, if you're gonna lay out 3 different outfits, I'm like, yes, I am. So I lay them out and then I'll put them on like the day before and I'll walk around them in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And so whichever ones that feels good to me, that feels good on me, that's how I choose it.
Is that the videos we get of you walking down the hallway looking at yourself and taping yourself?
I don't. Maybe sometimes I do that. Sometimes I do that.
You see, I be all over you.
Yeah, I have done that now. I have done that before. Because a lot of times what I'll do, I'll videotape it with laying on the bed, and I'll say, and I'll do a little commentary on it, saying which one I'm gonna wear, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I'll put it on, and then I'll take a picture with it on, and then once the day of the show, I'll take it. Okay, this is what I decided to wear. But yeah, honey, it's a whole situation.
Well, I do that with my church clothes. I ain't gonna even lie. I do it with my church clothes.
Yeah, I have no idea until that day. I lay out 3 outfits and I don't know which one I'm gonna wear until the day of. And I'm like, okay, this feels good. If it feels good, it looks good.
Well, baby, you represent all the time. What is the most exciting moment you had on the red carpet, Dejavu?
I think one of the most exciting moments I've had on the red carpet is when I first did that interview with Safari.
Uh-huh.
And I could not get my words out to save my life. I'm like, I don't know why I can't get my words out because I'm normally, on it like this right here. Mm-hmm. But he was like, oh, you good, dude. You good. Just keep going. Just keep doing your thing. That's the first time I ever really got tie-tongue is when I interviewed Safari one time.
So were you a little starstruck?
I don't know what, maybe, but he was so down to earth. He was so down to earth. He was just so cool and so laid back, and it could have been a little bit of starstruck. And I think the other one was when I interviewed Cynthia Bailey.
Wow.
Yeah, I interviewed her last year.
Well,
and she's one of the sweetest people you ever want to know. She's so down to earth. She is like she was on the show. She's not like, like I'm too good for you. She doesn't carry that type of aura. She just like me and you. Like we having a conversation right now. Yeah. That's how Cynthia Bailey is. I felt so comfortable talking to her. She was really sweet. She was really nice. And I really enjoyed her. She's really sweet.
All right. During this presidential election year.
Yes.
Our girl, my girl, Kamala Harris.
Yes.
How would you style her?
How would I style her? Baby.
Baby.
I would put her in blue because, blue is my favorite color.
Mm-hmm. Royal?
Of course, darling. Royal, darling, for a queen.
Yes, baby.
I would style her in a blue blazer. It's going to be kind of like, it would be fitted to her body because I want to show her figure. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And her pants leg would be kind of like wide-legged pants. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And it fitting down to her thighs and her curves and everything like that. And I would put her in like a 2-inch, maybe a 4-inch pump.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a nude color pump.
Okay.
And her blouse would probably be maybe kind of like a off-white blouse. Yeah. Or something like that just to keep her very, elegant, polished, and professional. And of course, the hair would be woofed.
Oh, yeah.
I would give her some, honey, if she was going to like a ball, I'm not talking about for the president thing. I mean, she was going out to a fashion event, honey. I'm talking about that part.
Of course.
I would give her some big waves, hair, and stuff like that, honey, and just smooth and flowy. And oh, yeah.
And if she was going to the presidential ball?
Oh, no, I would put her in a huge gown.
Mm-hmm.
Not just a sleek gown, honey. I'm talking about like a big, like,
ball gown.
woof, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. I would
Cinderella.
put her in something like that. Form fitting, and it would definitely have to be. For some reason, I love blue on her.
Mm-hmm.
Blue
Well,
looks good on her skin tone.
I
Huh?
love her to death, but them box jackets, although they're back in style, the oversized box jackets with the shoulder pad, it's on point. It is trending now. You know, oh well, Peachy Keen and Wonderful. I don't know if she's got one in every color, but it seems like there's one in every color, and I just want her to pep it up a little bit more. I mean,
Once she,
you can be
you know,
professional, but with just a little
oh yeah,
flower on the lapel or something.
Oh honey, once she get into the White House, once she get there, she gonna be like Michelle Obama, baby. She gonna let
Baby,
them
I
have it.
hope so.
She gonna let them have it.
I hope so.
She gonna let them have it with the style, baby.
I hope so.
She just doing this right now because she's running. She got to look a certain way.
Yeah, I understand.
She got to play the
But I
role.
still, even running, looking a little certain way, a fashionista like myself would look for a little lapel or a brooch on the lapel. Just a little something.
Yeah, honey. When she get in the White House, baby, she gonna do whatever she wants to do. Right now, she's just pointing to the audience.
Yes.
She's just pointing to the audience, honey. I see her just being a fashionista, baby. She's gonna. I wouldn't be surprised she get a few highlights in her hair, honey. Just saying.
That I wouldn't be surprised about. I think a couple of highlights around her face would be really, really.
Yeah, she just gotta get in there. Yeah, she's gonna definitely change her style once she get in the White House, honey.
All right, well, we still stay tuned and watch, baby.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Look at you.
Look at you. Look at you.
Look at you. That's my boo boo. That's Dejavu.
That picture right there, when that outfit, that jacket right there is a designer here in Atlanta. I think Ronald Christie, I think that's his name. That's his jacket, but everything else belongs to me. And see, I'm not really a trendy person. I don't do trends.
I know this. You set trends, baby. You don't follow them. What's wrong with you?
I just never.
Do you remember who you talking to? I know that.
You already know. I'm trying to let the people in the back row know because I'm trying to make sure they hear it. I never have.
Well, baby, let me tell you, I've never been a trendsetter either. I don't follow the trends. No. I set trends and people follow me. How about that?
Period. Because trends, they say unique.
What's that, baby?
Trends are temporary and style is forever.
Yes, sir. It's for a lifetime. I love me some you. You have been, of course, fantabulous. I call you fantabulous, and I always will. I have so much respect for what you do.
And
thank you for doing it.
I have the same for you too.
Being you, I love your veils. I love your avant-garde. I love I love it. Keep on doing it. Because can't nobody do it like Dejavu.
No, baby, they can't. I'm sorry, they can't. It took me a while to get here. Back in the day, 100 years ago, I was like trying to fit in and trying to make other people happy and stuff like that. But now, I don't give up.
You're recognized for what you do, Dejavu.
Huh?
You're recognized normality, what society would see as normal and normal clothing and normal style, a suit, a tie, handkerchief, shoe, sock, watch, and maybe a fedora. Normality does not suit you. That's not your repertoire.
No, not at all.
Not you.
No, I don't even feel right in it.
I know you don't.
Now I will throw on a suit for certain things.
Of course.
When it's called for, I will. I'll dim it down a little bit. But there's still gonna be some flair.
Yes. It's got to be a wild handkerchief or something somewhere.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yes, I know. Baby, I know you. We are kindred spirits.
We are.
I have fallen in love with you year after year after year because you were so warm and accepting of me when I came
Oh,
to
you're
the
so
Atlanta Mall.
sweet.
I can't do it. Wait. I can't. The nails. The nails. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Oh, there we
Yeah,
go. Bring the hearts right there.
yeah. I see it.
I got you. You doing it. You doing it your way. I got you, baby. You got it. You
Oh,
got it.
thank you. Thank
You
you.
know, and you are amazing. You are amazing too. And I love your platform, what you're doing, for the models here, for the fashion industry here in Atlanta. I think it's a great idea what you're doing, and I definitely support, what you're doing. So if I can help you in any kind of way, just let me know. But I will say this, if I find out there's something going on that'll be worthy of your time,
Aw,
of your presence,
aw.
I will definitely keep you posted on that. I'll let you know what's going on.
Yes. Love it.
I got you, baby.
Thank you, my love. I truly appreciate that.
Oh, you're
And look, I'm
welcome.
the same way with you. If I see something I know that be worthy of your time and your presence, I will make it known to you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, helping
One another.
helping us get to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I don't mind if I find out there's something going on and it's going to help somebody. I'm going to I'll let them know about it, and sometimes I'll post stuff on my social media. I think a lot of times people don't see it. You know how social media can be with the algorithm and stuff like that, but I do be posting stuff about what's going on, and different things here in Atlanta, and I will continue to. But like I said, if something comes up and I think you would like to check it out, I will definitely let you know, because right now my goal is to work with people who I don't know, go to places I haven't gone to. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I
I
want
do.
to put myself in a place where people don't know who I am until they see who I am.
Absolutely.
Like I went to this event this past weekend. It was at the Atlanta Station. It was a gallery. It was the finale of the Face thing I was telling you about. And where they had all these artist pictures that was posted up in this gallery. And then they had people from Fulton County was there that are in the industry and stuff like that. And so, which was really nice. So that's where I'm trying to put myself at right now, because there's some things I'm working on and I need to be in those spaces.
Good. Well, I know you're going to do fantabulous no matter where you go and what you present, because baby, you always represent. I have to give it to you. Yes. You always represent, my love. And I appreciate you so much. You keep doing what you're doing and being you. That's, as you say, boo boo. Be you, be unique. Boo boo.
You got it. You got it, Unique. You got it.